Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty
Watch Johnny's bite.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know Papa.
figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty
Watch Johnny's bite.
Bismillahir Rahman Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over. And surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Friday, the 25th of October. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. Gradually, the month of October is grounding to a halt. And we pray that it's been good so far for you. Tonight is going to be exceptional. At the Maxi Cathedral, the Valentine Gardens, we're going to meet, greet, and hobnob and have a lot of fun. You are invited to join, but the church will be sitting down to break bread and to enjoy and to award people and reward them for 80 years of existence. Now, this morning, let's begin with the prayer, all right? The galamsey prayer by Prophet Kofi Oduro. Let's begin with that prayer, the galamsey prayer by Prophet Kofi Oduro. And it's a very instructive prayer to everybody who has determined in their mind and purposed in their heart that they will make sure that we continue drinking mercury, cyanide, and add lead and chlorine and alum and poison all of us to die. This is your prayer.
I don't pay me the galamsey food na shinyamens. Penimubia or she galamsey, God will kill you. I can't catch you. Yeah, may boss me book quotation. Me can be been waka so dear. Me book quotation. I send be a make the quotation better actually. A be at the could be a quotation would defend itself. Yeah. The Lord said, I will kill her children with death. Iti galamsey for the name some penny for Ghana and a galamsey they fund the party. Nyami be kumuna. Yeah. Because you don't care about people. People are dying from cancers, leukemia, kidney failures, and you don't care. God will let you taste death the way you wish for other people. Greedy people. Yeah, the Bible said, I will kill her children. And yeah. The galamsey fushi nyamensa.
That's Osopho's prayer for all of us. And did I hear you say amen? Because where we have gotten to, somebody says, so we have to speak and appeal to their conscience. I said, no. You don't think that they know that they are doing the wrong thing. They do. Somebody says, oh, because there are no jobs. I said, but we always say we have created more jobs. Then somebody says, oh, they have seen more money. So if you give them jobs, they won't be satisfied. I said, but whose salary is enough? Then somebody says, oh, we will change. Then I said, are you waiting for all of us to die? Including the children who are drinking all manner of things? And for me as a citizen of this country, I am disappointed, one, in leadership, and not just political leadership, leadership across. Because the problem we have with galamsey is a leadership failure. Finished. And I'm disappointed in the leadership of the country. I'm so disappointed in the leadership of the country, whether they be chieftains, whether they be clergy, whether they be politicians, I'm disappointed. So disappointed that a matter as sensitive and critical as this, that requires immediate national attention and an emergency decision, we have been toying with it. How long has UTAG been on strike? They called the strike off, but how long? What has our parliament said about it? What has our National Disaster Management Organization said about it? Because what is coming is a disaster. They are supposed to prevent the disaster and to manage the disaster when it happens. They are not interested. All of them are looking for political positions and to be regurgitating the positions of their political party. But when the month ends, they don't go to the political party to go and collect their salary. They come to us, the people, and use our taxes to pay for their salaries, and use our taxes to buy fuel, and use our taxes for accommodation, and use our taxes to take care of themselves. What have we done? What really have we done? These days, when you buy food to eat or you fetch water to drink, and then you are scared, you start thinking. And this is not a problem. The galamsey problem is not a problem that we can wish away. No. The galamsey problem is a leadership problem. The galamsey problem is a problem that we must confront head on. How long ago has it been since the President of the Republic asked for time to be able to solve an emergency? The President of the Republic. Organized labor, now disorganized labor, met him. They gave a timeline. The timeline got elapsed. They gave another, and he asked for a meeting. They met him. He said, I want some more time. How long has it been since the president asked for extra time? How long? And can we afford to have this autopilot situation going on with us? This galamsey thing, names have been mentioned. People have been fingered. I said our problem with galamsey is a leadership problem. It's a leadership crisis. And if you want to understand why we find ourselves in this, because you see, our laws, and I'm not a lawyer, but our laws say that if you find gold in your house, that gold doesn't belong to you. It is for the people of Ghana, but the President of the Republic, the President of the day, will hold it in trust for the people. Or not be so the law they talk. So if I have been elected and put in charge of all the minerals in Ghana, whether it be bauxite, cobalt, whatever it is, and people are mining and destroying and taking it away and it's going to private pockets, the person who has been given vested authority and to hold it in trust, what is my role? Do I ask for more time? Should I even have allowed it to happen in the first place? This person we are talking about is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. If he calls the military high command today, they will move with alacrity. If he calls IGP Dampari, they will move. If he calls National Security, they will move. If he calls NIB or BNI, they will move. Who will the president call and order? Because especially in most of those institutions, you either have retirees or people who are refusing to go home. A purely allegable situation. Ours is a leadership problem. Finished. All this English and all these talks and all these call for consensus, people are dying, you are calling for consensus. You are asking that people wait. Are you serious? People are dying. Imagine yourself getting to the hospital in an emergency situation. The doctors see, when the nurses do it to us, we complain that I've rushed this relative of mine to the hospital or to the clinic. And I brought the person in because the ambulance is charging me money. I don't have somebody use his taxi. I brought the person in. And then when you come and you say, oh, Madam Jenna, I say, oh, that is how we are treating this galamsey matter. We can see people dying. We can see people developing complications on a daily basis. We can see people suffering. But we say, oh, give us some time. We need some more time. How much time can you have? How much time can we have? How much time can we have? And it is the same way we have left everything. Look, yesterday the judge, her ladyship in dealing with the two Kaswa boys. Let's put the quote card up. She says something that's very instructive. Very, very instructive. Justice Lydia Osei Mafu, in delivering her judgment on the Kaswa ritual murders, she said this, and this should prick all of our conscience as a people. She said the parents of the present generation are asleep, while their children, who should be made to be sleeping by them, are widely awake. The consequence is silent pandemic, eroding our society and condemning our future generation to a life of trauma. Keep it on the screen. The parents of the present generation are asleep. The parent of this country is the president, and he is asleep. And we who are supposed to be asleep. Look, the president, she was not talking about the president. This is my own inference. And that's why I said this should prick our conscience. That the parents of the present generation are asleep. We didn't finish dealing with Kaswa, and then East Legon happened. And you find too many of those things. And these days you hear missing child here, missing child there, and people are putting the post on social media. It looks like we are in a public crisis that nobody cares. The parents of the present generation, and this is I'm generalizing it, but this is what she said. The children have been left, they are doing what they like. Because everybody is chasing some wealth, everybody is chasing something. The duty of care to the children, everybody is chasing something. The parents who are supposed to be guiding and guarding the next generation, they are asleep. The children they are supposed to be guarding are wide awake. 11 p.m., you find children walking out. Meanwhile, their parents are asleep. Do you know who is influencing your child? And do you know what they are being influenced with? And do you know how they are being influenced? And do you know why they are being influenced? And do you know for how long they have been influenced? And do you know then recognize the consequence of that influence? Think about it. You cannot afford an iPhone 16. But your daughter, who is in level 200 in the university, comes back home after first semester with an iPhone 16. And she's holding it with AirPod, with iWatch, with this, with that, and she doesn't do any work. You pay her fees. You pay her hostel fees. When she's hungry in school, she'll call you. Where did she get that phone from? I'm asking you. Let it break your conscience. That you are asleep and your children are wide awake. Where did you get them from? That's just one example of the many different things. Today, there are children who are the breadwinners of their home, not because, and the parents don't ask them where they get the monies from. They don't know what the children do, but the children always bring money home. And they are the ones dictating what the entire family should eat. And their mothers are washing for them. And their mothers are ironing their clothes for them. And it's okay, everything is fine. Because even where they live, he paid the rent or she paid the rent. When gas is finished, LPG, she will come and buy. Phone credit, ECG credit, she will come and buy. Water bill. So the daughter or the son has become the girl of the house, but the parents do not care about the kind of job that gives that person so much money. And then the parents have become beggars asking for money from their children. You, the parent who's supposed to be awake, is sleeping, while your child, who you are supposed to be shaping for the next generation, is widely awake. Doing what? Oh, not doing what? Doing exactly what? Look, let's go to, and yesterday, the staff of ICOR, for the first time, I should say, they mustered courage and they demonstrated against Dr. Bonaventure Benedict Alegibam. And I mentioned to you that Alegibam's situation, it should tell you where we are as a country, that we are on autopilot. That the presidency has written to him to say, leave. In fact, they put immediately in the letter, on the 12th. Find me any of those letters, please. And as if that's not enough, now, as if that is not enough, they say, oh, on the 12th, leave. It's still there. You know, yesterday, he didn't go to the office. He didn't go to the office. And you ask yourself, and guess what? Do you know what the name Alegibam means? It means swallow your anger. To swallow your anger. That's what it means. Bonaventure is the name of a pope, right? Benedict is the name of a pope, right? So paper on it, very honorable name. Very, very honorable name. But if you look at how the man has conducted himself, and for me, I get worried because when his predecessor was yet to attain the age of 60, he put pen to paper. I've showed you that letter here, and told the man that your days are numbered. So when he gets your retirement, they go. The man, his predecessor, who left before he came, did not stay a minute in that office on the day of his retirement. In fact, he went on leave prior to pension. So why? Chief of Staff has written. Brian Champo has written. Regional Minister 1, Regional Minister 2, because they were swapped. Upper East, Upper West, Upper West, Upper East, they were swapped. They have both written. Human Resource at ICOR have written. I'm told that Yoko even brought letters, two of those letters. In the coming days, I'll show you the letters. And the man still is there. So you ask yourself that, if I appointed him and I say, okay, I'm okay, I can't work with you anymore. Can the man still be there and be okay? And then you want me to believe that we are being governed? We don't have a government. Everybody is doing carefree. The parents are asleep while the children are awake, widely awake. The parents are asleep while and I will stop this broadcast until the right thing is done. You see, we must know that at some certain point we are breaking down, and we must not allow ourselves to be broken down. Show me the highways letter before we get to I'll do the highways letter later. Let's do two of the letters on the water thing, the irrigation thing. And the lady tells me a very sad story that, says Dr. Alegibam, they gave us portions, the rice farming and the rest. He said they gave us portions, and I listened to the voice. I wept. But let's read the letter together. This is a letter dated the 24th of June 2014. The Water Users Association, and remember the Water Users Association have written to Dr. Alegibam to say, we can't work with you anymore. But I just want to take you back a bit. So the managing director, Tono via Irrigation Scheme, PO Box 70, ICOR, Navrongo, suggestion to settle the misunderstanding over plot number 97 hectares, 97.98 hectares and 99. We firstly apologize to you and your high office for our inability to honor an invitation by your office to take part in addressing the same issue between family of Kotwa Avodam and Damyoma family over the plot numbers mentioned above. Yes, it is true that the above misunderstanding over ownership of the said plot started for some time now, when your office and the Water Users Association have been trying to settle it but could not reach solution yet. Initially, the said plots were occupied by Asitagwa family in Coronia, and the Water Users Association leadership went and consulted the VC who were operating before the Water Users Association system came to be. Upon meeting with the VC leadership, both bodies and came out with a suggestion that the said plots should be returned to the initial occupiers. That is the Asitagwa family. The two families should take their hands off the plots. It is our hope that the above suggestion would be considered by your office, and it is our prayer that it will bring lasting peace in the scheme and end the Water Users Association. Long live ICO, long live Ghana, long live Water Users Association, signed by the chairman of the Water Users Association. There's another letter. What action had been taken by ICO in recent time under Dr. Bonaventure Benedict Alegibam? So this was a conversation. Now, 3rd October 2023. This is, dear executives of Water Users Association, your letter have been received by the Federation executives on the 27th September 2024 about the measures put in place to settle issues on plot H97-98-99 in your command area. However, the Federation is in support with your decision of settlement. The Federation will advise that let both parties sign on to your decisions. Thank you, Federation Chairman Robert Aboka. There's another letter. Now, this is to House number SGR 44, Koronia Navrongo, 15 September 2016. The Village Committee, Koronia Navrongo, to the Village Committee. On behalf of the Avadam family, I wish to draw your attention to a situation concerning our plots. I hereby write this letter to you to indicate that our land has been denied us. We had a problem concerning our plots, and the case was taken to Navropio, who also referred us back to our chief of Koronia. Sitting on this case was on the 15th of September 2016 in Koronia. After the sitting, we were denied the plots. We therefore wish to create your awareness that all our plots will be taken after this season to avoid such cases. This stretches from Dr. Nebru's plot, where the group people also farm, and Mr. Kwesi Azimatia's plot to Mr. Tampane's plot. I therefore hope that the committee will act on this issue as soon as possible to avoid further denial. Thank you. Yours faithfully. Let's see the signatory quickly. Abiki Avadam Kotoa. And currently, as we speak, the lady is suggesting that even though the matter has not been resolved, our boss, who has defied everybody's order, who is still in charge of ICO, even though he's not supposed to be there, has decided that one family should take it. I mean, I'm not a judge. I'm not a magistrate. I'm not anything. But if you have an issue and the people say, we have been consistently, they say, we have been denied our land. And it dates back to their fathers. Show me the rice farms. Rice that was planted and sprayed with weedicides to kill the rice. They planted on it. The rice was sprayed with weedicides and killed the rice. Put it up there, please. And we'll get deeper into this matter next week. Now take me to highways, please. Yes, the Peace Council. Let's do the Peace Council employee finally, and then we'll go to Ghana Highway. I want to go to Ghana Highway Authority. We have to deal with now. Mr. Vadam's house number SGR 044, Koronia Navrongo. The chairman, Upper East Regional Peace Council, Bolgatanga. Former report on misconduct of Peace Council employee, Mr. Emmanuel Dayoma. The Peace Council is supposed to be maintaining peace. They say he's misconducting himself, according to this letter. I'm writing to you on behalf of the Adakura Abiki Avadam family concerning a matter of grave concern that has been brewing in our community, Koronia. It pertains to the misconduct of one of your employees, Mr. Emmanuel Dayoma. Since the inception of a land dispute between the Avadam family and Mr. Dayoma in 2023, we have witnessed a disturbing trend of Mr. Dayoma utilizing his position within the Peace Council to exacerbate tensions and sow discord among families in the community. Despite our sincere efforts to resolve the dispute amicably, Mr. Dayoma has consistently refused to engage in constructive dialogue or come to reasonable terms with us. Moreover, We have observed with dismay how Mr. Dayoma exploits his position and personal connections to influence the authorities in favor of his own agenda, disregarding the principles of fairness and impartiality that the Peace Council upholds. His actions not only undermine the credibility of your esteemed organization, but also pose a significant threat to the peace and stability of our community. As concerned members of Adakura Biki Avadam family, we cannot stand idly by while Mr. Dayoma's action continue to escalate tensions and foster mistrust among our close-knit community. We firmly believe that proactive intervention is necessary to prevent any further escalation of conflict and safeguard the welfare of all parties involved. Therefore, we humbly request your urgent attention to this matter and kindly urge you to conduct a thorough investigation into the misconduct of Mr. Emmanuel Dayoma. We trust in your commitment to upholding the principles of peace, justice, and impartiality, and we fervently hope that appropriate measures will be taken to address this issue and restore harmony to our community. Thank you for your prompt consideration of this urgent matter. Remain hopeful for a swift just resolution to this conflict. Adakura Biki Avadam, and he puts his phone number there. So I didn't generate this, so you can find the phone number and call. Some 0249 number. You can find it and call. Now take me to highways. That's our last matter for today. And the highways letter is quite faint, so I'll read it. But you know that the highway authority have not been happy with some decision that had been taken by the presidency, appointing who they say is a retiree. So let's read. And you see, the words used in this letter find presence in, do you remember Dr. Daniel Domelovo? Do you remember him? The letter that was written, his date of birth and everything was quoted. In fact, the presidency, together with the chairman of the audit service, he was literally hounded out of his office. His office was locked. His keys were changed. The cylinders were changed, etc. He was kicked out. But the court came back to say what the president did was not lawful. And if something is unlawful, it means it is lawless. Now, this is a letter from the Highway Authority. As I mentioned, it's quite faint, so some of the things I may struggle to read. According to our records, your date of birth is 22nd August 1964. So you will attain the compulsory age of retirement of the Ghana Highway Authority on 22nd August 2024. This is to the interesting letter. Now, I'll tell you who the recipient is in a bit. Now, in accordance with the authority's retirement policy as enshrined in the collective bargaining agreement conditions of the service for senior staff 2006, this is to give notice of your compulsory retirement on 22nd August 2024. Is that person still at post? I'm only asking and reading. And so 22 is supposed to take 22 working days, proportionate leave for the year 2024, and any other deferred due you before or you retire finally on the 22nd of August 2024, right? He is supposed to relinquish his possession or the possession to the chief quantity surveyor in charge of estates before final exit from the service and authority, and vacate the GHA accommodation after 3 months grace period if he was an occupant. By a copy of this letter, the Director of Finance is requested to calculate your indebtedness to the Ghana Highway Authority, if any, and also the indebtedness of the Ghana Highway Authority to you, if any, and the difference, if favored, to be paid to you by GHA, and if unfavored, to be deducted from your mutual savings contributions. Again, the Director of Finance is requested to compile a statement of your Social Security contribution to refund to you in due course by SNIT. And by a copy of this letter, the fund manager is advised to compile your mutual savings contribution together with an interest, all interest accrued to refund as indicated in paragraph 5 above to you in due course. You are further requested to indicate with written justification your preferred settlement down a town other than the stated hometown in your prescribed personal detail form within a month upon receipt of your compulsory retirement notification letter. A choice of settlement made will be subject to thorough investigation before approval is granted. Finally, and most importantly, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you personally for your invaluable contribution you have made to the success of the authority throughout your 33 years. It's been at the company for 33 years. Somebody who has not worked even for 1 year. And I wish you good health and happiness in your well-earned retirement. This is from Mr. Frank Edueje, is the Deputy Chief Executive in charge of admin, copied to all the big people who are there. And I want to find the name quickly and share with you who it was addressed to. I want to quickly find that and share with you who it was addressed to whom it may concern, right? Hey, the name has become something. So it's actually the Deputy Chief Executive Officer in charge of development, right? It's Mr. I've forgotten the name. Donko. Yes, Mr. Donko. That's the name, Mr. Donko. So good morning to our friends at the Ghana Highway Authority. A very good morning to them. We'll see you after this break. Please call me 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Next week, lots more documents on Johnny's Bite. That's why you have to stay with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. See you after this break.
Honestly, the cost of dialysis is an impossible burden to carry.